This week, the Tarleton Libraries and libraries across the world are celebrating Banned Books Week. This annual event spotlights the current and historical attempts to remove books from libraries and schools across the world. A challenge is the attempt to remove or restrict access to materials based on the objections of an individual or group. Banning an item is when the item in question is actually removed from the collection. According to the Office for Intellectual Freedom, there were 377 attempts to remove materials from libraries, schools, and universities in 2019. During this year's Banned Books Week, Tarleton Libraries has created 3 video compilations of Tarleton students, faculty, and staff reading from banned or challenged books. This is part 1.
My name is Simon Rook. I will be reading an excerpt from Beloved by Toni Morrison. Beloved is based on the life of a black slave woman named Margaret Garner, who in 1856 escaped from a Kentucky plantation. She, her husband, and her children were tracked down in Ohio, and Margaret Garner made the impossible choice to kill her daughter rather than let her return to slavery. In the passage I'm about to read, the protagonist of the book, Setha, is in a cemetery and is negotiating with an engraver the price of getting Beloved carved on a tombstone. The welcoming cool of unchiseled headstones, the one she selected to lean against on tiptoe, her knees wide open as any grave. Pink as a fingernail it was, and sprinkled with glittering chips. 10 minutes, he said. You got 10 minutes, I'll do it for free. 10 minutes for 7 letters. With another 10, could she have gotten dearly too? She had not thought to ask him, and it bothered her still that it might have been possible, that for 20 minutes, a half hour, say, she could have had the whole thing, every word she heard the preacher say at the funeral, and all there was to say, surely, engraved on the baby's headstone, dearly beloved. But what she got, settled for, was the one word that mattered. She thought it would be enough, rutting among the headstones with the engraver, his young son looking on, the anger in his face so old, the appetite in it quite new. That should certainly be enough to answer one more preacher, one more abolitionist, and a town full of disgust. This book is frequently challenged and banned due to graphic depictions of sex, violence, and bestiality. It is a very well-researched and accurate portrayal of the life of slaves. It follows Setha as she deals with all of the horrors she experienced as a slave. And it is very important that we remember these life experiences.
So I'm reading Where the Wild Things Are. And this book was banned because adults found it problematic that Max was punished by being sent to bed without eating. They also kind of didn't like it because of the supernatural thing. Weirdos. So this is the sentence I'm going to read. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, I'll eat you up. So he was sent to bed without eating anything.
Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Christy Tabers and I am the Manager of Research and Learning at the Dick Smith Library. I will be reading a separate piece by John Knowles, and it was banned due to offensive language and violence. So here's a brief passage from page 14. This was the tree, and it seemed to me standing there to resemble those men, the giants of your childhood, whom you encounter years later and find that they are not merely smaller in relation to your growth, but that they are absolutely smaller, shrunken by age. In this double demotion, the old giants have become pygmies while you are looking the other way. The tree was not only stripped by the cold season, it seemed weary from age, enfeebled, dry. I was thankful, very thankful that I had seen it. So the more things remain the same, the more they change after all. Nothing endures. Not a tree, not love, not even a death by violence. Changed, I headed back through the mud. I was drenched. Anybody could see it was time to come in out of the rain.
So I'm reading Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, which was banned for sorcery elements in the book. And I'm going to read a passage from the last chapter. It seemed to be a handsome leather-covered book. Harry opened it curiously. It was full of wizard photographs. Smiling and waving at him from every page were his mother and father.
This is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, and it was banned for its use of language and sexual references. He's a bootlegger, said the young ladies, moving somewhere between his cocktails and his flowers. One time, he killed a man who had found out that he was nephew to von Hindenburg and second cousin to the devil. Reach me a rose, honey, and pour me a last drop into that there crystal glass.
The American Library Association has some excellent resources if you're interested in learning more about banned or challenged books. Visit http://ala.org/advocacy/bbooks to learn more.